Chapter 44, Emergency Speed. Madison cupped her hand over her ear. "Shush! Daniel is saying something." She listened with growing anxiety and relayed what she had learned. "Okay," her voice wavered. "Here's the update from Daniel. He's okay. But Fate." She cleared her throat, choking back tears. "Fate's gone. He's been killed. He's dead." She lost her struggle against the tears. "Daniel's all alone now." Madison had never felt this terrified and helpless. Ryan got out of his seat and went to her. "The situation is dire," shouted 316. "This qualifies as a temporary emergency. I will use the heater." "What's the—" Ryan began to ask, but was interrupted by sudden acceleration. "Crikey, Jiminy!" exclaimed Madison. Ryan nearly stumbled and had to grab the back of Madison's chair to steady himself. "It is a powerful microwave beam," explained 316, shouting over the roar of the engines. "It superheats the air in front of us. Hot air is thin air is fast air, but it kills anything in our way." He took on a somber tone. "Many birds will die today, but it cannot be helped. The teachings of 712 tell us that killing animals more than one level down is allowed in an emergency." The Los Angeles accelerated to twice the speed of sound. "I really need to see those engines," muttered Ryan under his breath. 65 degrees north latitude. "We are close enough," 316 declared. "The surface of the planet is only moving at 400 miles per hour. We can execute a cut as soon as we turn and build up some speed." Madison felt the airship rotate to the left as the control surfaces far behind them in the tail obeyed the helm controls in 316's brain. The turn slowed them considerably, and it took a few moments to get back up to cruising speed. "Cutting now!" The scenery changed almost imperceptibly. It was still snow and ice below, but the cloud patterns had changed. 316's neural implants connected to the mesh network that was his world's version of the internet. "I am home. Now, we must turn again and try for your cave world." The ship turned 30 degrees to the right and slightly downward before 316 cut again. "If we have succeeded, this is the world with your cave," 316 said. "More snow," said Madison, disappointed. "It's impossible to tell if it worked." "The next one will tell the tale," 316 said. "If it has active volcanoes, the air will have the proof. It is in the same direction since you jumped so quickly. Here we go." He cut again, and once more the clouds changed, but the white ground did not. He leaned forward, and the transparent hull parted, allowing a gust of wind into the bridge. He breathed deeply. "Sulfur dioxide in large quantities indicating volcanic activity." Ryan laughed, and Madison said, "I thought you might have sophisticated equipment to analyze the air." "I do. It's my nose," he said, and closed the gap again, leaving no visible seam. He hopped off his beanbag chair and helped Madison and Ryan strap themselves in with seatbelts that were not there a few seconds earlier. "Lash yourselves to the mast. This next cut will be interesting." He sat back in his seat and fastened his own restraints just as the bow of the ship rose abruptly. It continued until the angle was only a few degrees from vertical. Ryan looked over his shoulder to see what he would crash into if the seat broke loose from the floor. "My lady sure can fly," 316 shouted, and cut to the next world. The nose of the ship dropped as she returned to a normal horizontal attitude. The world looked much the same as the previous. Since they were still near the North Pole, they couldn't see whatever geological formation caused them to fall on their original cut. 316 made adjustments to their direction and said, "Next stop, the world of Madison and English Ryan." He cut to yet another vista of pure white. "Are we home?" said Madison hopefully. She never wanted anything more in her entire life. If they were home, It meant that they could eventually reach Daniel. There are satellites in orbit, so I believe this is the correct world. Madison closed her eyes and felt a warm calm sweep over her. Where are all the people? Asked 316. It's the North Pole, explained Ryan. Nobody lives here. We could call someone and verify, but I don't see any cell phone towers. Can you communicate with the satellites? I will try. He sat motionless, controlling his machinery deep in the bowels of the ship, until one of the communication satellites accepted his request. Yes, I have a connection. The bridge was suddenly filled with a periodic trilling sound. Who are you calling? Asked Madison, shocked at the ease with which 316 adapted to new technology. His answer came quickly as Natalie's voice filled the bridge. Who are you and how did you get this number? She demanded. Madison smiled and wiped tears from her eyes. My name is unpronounceable, but you may call me 316. I got your telephone number from my friend Ryan. It was on a small white card wrapped in leather. You went through my wallet? Said Ryan with alarm. He reached back to check that it was still there. Never mind that, Natalie said. Is Daniel all right? Yes, said Madison, struggling to keep her voice calm. For now, but what? Demanded Natalie impatiently. Fate's been killed, said Madison. A long silence followed. I'm sorry, added Madison. How? Asked Natalie with an icy calm. Daniel said an angry woman killed him with a spear. She was aiming for Daniel. Fate stepped in the way. Her voice broke. He saved my brother's life. I see, said Natalie flatly. And you think you can get to your brother now? And bring him home? I do, said Madison confidently. Listen to me very carefully, Natalie said. Forget about fate, and forget about me. I'll be fine. Daniel is still alive. He's the priority. Now stop wasting time talking to me, and go get him. She broke the connection. You need a hero, 316 shouted, and I am here. Hold on to your fish. The Los Angeles lurched as she began a tight turn. As soon as she was pointed in the correct direction, 316 cut to the next world. Madison hoped it was the desert world that Daniel and Fate first visited, but since they were still near the North Pole, it looked the same as the last world. He cut again, and this time the view changed. The ice was fractured into icebergs floating in liquid water. Madison realized she was holding her breath and exhaled. It's the water world, she said with great relief. We're on the right course. So many fish, 316 said with reverence. We must come back after I perform my hero duties. He cut again, and the water seemed to freeze solid again. They were at the jungle world, but too far north. He executed a 90-degree turn and headed south at full speed. They should be at roughly the same location as my fishing house, yes? Did you leave from the same location as your brother? Pretty close, within a few miles, said Ryan. That means our destination is 1,400 miles from our current location. We will not arrive for 1 hour. You should try to sleep. I promise not to kill you today. Natalie stared down at her phone. Fate was dead. She hadn't believed it was possible. Alerts popped up on the display. She paid no attention to them as they tried to inform her that Fate's fortune, now hers, had doubled in size. The tears of the wealthiest person in the world fell onto her phone. For the first time in her life, Natalie felt truly lost.